What are you making today, Miss Martha? I am making a vegan chicken muddle. Should have gone like this when I said chicken, because there's no chicken in it, because it can't be vegan if it's got animal products in it. A chicken muddle is a classic southern dish. I've got other recipes where I've showed you where I can make an indoor chicken muddle, and I've explained to you, showed you how you can make an outdoor chicken muddle. The outdoor chicken muddle, you know, is in a big old cast iron pot that you're out there over an open flame, and you're spending all day long stirring it basically with a boat paddle, and you're using your garden fresh vegetables in it, and it's going to take you 6 to 8 hours to make that chicken muddle, and you're going to get enough quarts that you can feed the whole town with. However, indoor chicken muddle, I'm going to get enough soup that I can freeze so I can have it to go meet throughout the summer in case anybody catches a little summer cold. Chicken muddle is something that you usually make in the fall because, like I said, you've got your crop from the summer that you have. You're going to use your own garden vegetables, and that saves you money, not having to buy canned goods. And technically, these canned goods are full of sodium. I try to buy low sodium when I can, but you're going to drain most of that off. You're going to drain the canned goods to get rid of that high sodium that you don't want in your soup. Where are you going to get the smoky flavor from? Because you're cooking it inside. Can't use pork, can't use bacon, can't use ham hocks. I'm going to use Crisco, the plant-based margarine, and I'm using liquid smoke and a little kitchen bouquet. And that's going to be my smoky flavor. Trust me, it'll work. We're going to meet over at the stock pot in just a few minutes. I've got to go ahead and save time. I cheated and I got lots of the vegetables already diced because my arthritis in my thumb was kind of bothering me now. I didn't feel like peeling and dicing all that stuff up here. But I've got to drain off the sodium out of the canned goods over here, and we'll meet over there at the stock pot. What? Where's the chicken? I'm not using chicken. I told you, it's vegan. What's going to be the chicken? Shiitake mushrooms. Trust me, it will work. It will have the same texture and mouthfeel as if you were eating chicken muddle. It's going to be a creamy, a hearty, a very filling soup that's going to be nutritious. You go get a cup of coffee. I'll go do a little bit of prep work and I'll meet you over the stock pot in just a minute. Okay, so far my vegetable shortening Crisco and my plant-based margarine are in the stock pot. Heat's on high. I'm waiting for that to melt, and then we'll add in our vegetables. I have drained it. I did not. Obviously, you don't drain the tomatoes, and you don't drain the cream style corn. And you don't drain the coconut milk, but I'll drain the other canned vegetables to lower the sodium content. I tried to buy low sodium vegetables if you could in the first place, or even better, I would have used my own vegetables fresh out the garden, or that I had frozen into my deep freeze out there, but I didn't have any of that at this point in time. So I had to go with my canned goods. I want to go ahead and everybody that I know of, left and right, what is this? Got COVID still hanging around? What is the new, the RSVs hanging around? Everybody's got some little sniffles every now and then, so I'm going to be sharing a lot of this soup with those that are under the weather. And it will come in handy in the fall when it's chilly. And right now, what happened? We thought it was supposed to be summer. Right now, we've got rain all week, rainy day today, chilly day today. So I felt like making soup, and I wanted to make chicken muddle, but I'm making it vegan. So we'll pick back up in a minute when this is melted enough for me to add in my vegetables. Hang on. All right, we've got our diced vegetables. There are green peppers, onions, celery, carrots, and a few little Roma tomatoes. In there. Move that out the way. Watch out, please don't trip on me up. And here's our faux chicken, our shiitake mushrooms. The base of the chicken muddle. Beautiful. Haven't had no seasoning in yet, just the shortening. Okay, you take about 5 minutes or so for these to melt down enough that I can go ahead and move on with the recipe, so I'll save time on the video. Pause it. Be right back. So we don't have all that chicken skin and chicken fat and bacon grease in here, so we have to use our shortening, and we needed our vegetables to soak up that flavor. Now let's go in with a little bit of our seasoning. We've got liquid smoke here. We're going to use 1 tablespoon. A kitchen bouquet, 1 tablespoon. Okay. Get a clean spoon out. You know Miss Martha hates peeling garlic, so I've got the ready peeled garlic. I'm going to use 1 heaping tablespoon of that. And I've got, because we're vegan, got a vegetable-based bouillon. 1 heaping tablespoon of that. No more than that, because we sat here and drained all these canned vegetables off trying to get the sodium content out, and this is what adds the sodium taste when you're using the bouillon base. Okay, put the lid back on the garlic here. Keep smelling that. Now to go back in the refrigerator. Let's give it a good stir. Yeah. You see? Beautiful already. Okay. It's a matter of dumping everything in now. And then we'll go through the seasoning profile with you. I've got 2 cartons of low sodium vegetable broth. I'm still on high heat right now. I'll turn it down after I get the broth in. That's 1. Okay, I'm going to take the heat. We're going to go down to a medium, and then once everything else is in and it comes back to a boil, we're going to turn it down to simmer, and it'll have to simmer for about 2 hours. Okay, we've got a large can of crushed tomatoes going in. Woo, splashing everywhere. Another second large can of crushed tomatoes. Woo, did I space on the babies? Okay, large can of tomato sauce. Use a spoon to get the tomato paste out with a large can of tomato paste. I love chicken muddle. And this vegan chicken muddle is just as tasty and fortifying. Okay, I've got 2 small cans of chopped green chilies. I didn't drain those either. Get all that out of there. Okay. 1 large can of the cream of coconuts. Not coconut milk now, it's cream of coconut. Sticker. It's going to help with the smoothness of the soup. And I've got a sweetened condensed can of coconut milk, because we're vegan. This is going to add the little sweetness to it, to counteract the acid in the tomatoes. Okay. Give it a good stir. You see? Beautiful. Okay. Cream style corn. Didn't drain this because what's the point? You don't want the cream in it. Alright. Now, these are the drained vegetables. I love white corn. It's my favorite part of the soup. I'll sit there when I'm getting my little spoon of soup and I'm going to pick out as much corn as I can. So I've got 3 cans of white corn. Been drained. 1, 2, and 3. Two cans of lima beans, butter beans. We'll call them butter beans. Look, a little piece of stalk in that one. We don't want that in the soup. 2 cans of sliced potatoes. These have also been drained. 2 cans of sliced carrots. I chose the honey carrot. You could, any kind of sliced carrot will do. Yeah. True Southerners will tell you that don't go in a chicken muddle, Miss Martha. But I love cannellini beans. If you see me, it goes in all my soups. I put them in all my soups. It's basically a white kidney bean. Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Okay. Last of the canned goods over here. People will also tell you that don't go in a chicken muddle. My chicken muddle, and it does. Green peas. My favorite green vegetable. I'm not a tossed salad person. I'll eat a green pea though. I love them right out my garden. Okay, that's all the canned goods. Only thing left are seasonings. Let's get started. Well, give me a minute to move some of these canned goods out the way. And we'll pick back up and I'll show you the seasonings. As always, the description under the video on Miss Martha Loves to Cook on YouTube contains the entire recipe. So you can cook along and make this for your own family. You can see I've got my little containers off to the side because you can see the pot's full. I'm going to have a large amount of soup, so I'm going to get to freeze quite a bit of it. And that's great because sometimes you don't feel good, you don't feel like cooking, and this will be just the ticket. It'll make you feel better, 100%. Hang on, we'll be right back. Okay, I'm still on medium heat. It's a lot of soup in here, so it'll take a few minutes for it to come back to a boil. Then we'll turn it down to low. We'll let it cook away. Let's put our seasoning in. Spices, I should say. Okay, 2 tablespoons garlic powder. 1, 2. 2 tablespoons onion powder. 1, 2. 3 tablespoons Italian seasoning. I would have used my herbs out in the garden, but they're not ready yet to be picking the basil and thyme, rosemary, sage. Right. 1 teaspoon black pepper. 1 teaspoon table blend, Miss Dash, which it's got, let's see, it has onion powder, black pepper, carrot powder, celery powder, basil, bay leaf, margarine. Yeah, it's got all the good stuff in it. Just there's no salt in it. 1 teaspoon. 1/2 teaspoon turmeric. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon ground red pepper. 1 teaspoon garlic and sriracha seasoning. Okay. 1/4 teaspoon chili powder. Oops, that's too much. Just a 1/4 teaspoon. And secret ingredient, you have all of these spices and herbs and tomatoes. You've got acid, and you add in some creams and some shortenings and some oils and the butters to get rid of your acids, you know. But to balance it out, you really need a little citric acid in it. So this is called True Limon. It's crystallized lemon. It's basically citric acid. 1/4 teaspoon. That's all my spices. Let's give it a good stir. Being vegan, there's 0 trans fat in it. It's low in sodium. If you notice, I didn't add any salt to it. The only sodium content in it is what was not drained off from the vegetables, and that little bouillon base has a little sodium content to it. So personally, we're going to do a seasoning check in just a minute. Let's get it stirred really well. Oh, some of my spices is adhering to my spoon here. Get out of that. Get down in there. Get down in there. Good boy, good boy. As I said, it's going to have to cook for about 2 hours. You come back by every 15 minutes as you're walking through the kitchen, whatever you're doing in the house, and give it a good stir, because the butter beans will sink to the bottom, and so will the mushrooms, and you don't want them to stick to the bottom and burn, scorch, and ruin all this soup that you've worked so hard on. Got a clean spoon here. Let's go for a little seasoning chat. I'm going to try not to get it because the peppers, everything's still raw. I just want some of the broth. Check spices, spice level. I can taste the smokiness, the sweetness from the condensed milk. Now, personally, you know, I drained all my sodium off, and I got all that out because my husband, you know, he's had some heart issues in the past, and we don't want his ankles will swell when he eats a lot of sodium. So you may personally, if you're making the recipe and you're at the seasoning check right now, you may think, I need to add just a little bit of salt, but don't do it. Try to eat it like this. It's good. It's really good. You won't miss the salt, because once the vegetables start breaking down into it and picking up all of the, spreading out the shortening base that was in it to begin with, it's perfect. I will go ahead and stop the video now, because you can see it's got to sit here and cook on its own, and I don't want to just sit here and run my camera back, my phone's battery down. We'll make the thumbnail will be a picture of the finished soup, and this is a vegan chicken muddle. It will freeze nicely. I'll have lots of soup in the freezer that I can pull out one night when I want to spend more time. When we have a sunny day, it's rainy today, but if I had a pretty day, I would have spent more time out working in my garden and playing with the chihuahuas outside, and I wouldn't have to sit over a soup pot. And I don't have to stand over this all day either. I just have to walk by every 15 minutes and give it a little stir. So it's easy. It's really easy. There's minimal cleanup to do. I hope you'll make this dish. Thank you for watching, and God bless.